Eleanor?
Eleanor,
Come on in.
come on in.
Hi, Eleanor.
Hi,
I'm
Eleanor.
Michael.
I'm Michael.
How are you today?
How are you
I'm great.
today? I'm
Thanks
great.
for asking.
Thanks for asking.
Oh, one question.
One question.
Where am I? Who are you
Where
and what's
am I?
going on?
Who are
Right,
you and
so,
what's going on?
You,
Right,
Eleanor
so you,
Shellstrop,
Eleanor
are
Shellstrop,
dead.
are dead.
Your
Your
life
life
on
on
Earth
earth has ended.
and you are now in the
And you're
next
now in the
phase
next
of your
phase of your
existence in the
existence in
universe.
the universe.
Cool.
Cool,
Cool.
cool.
I have some questions.
I have some questions. Don't you
How
mind?
did I die?
How did I die?
I don't remember.
Yes,
I don't remember.
in cases of
Yes,
traumatic or
in
embarrassing
cases
deaths,
of
we
traumatic,
erase the
embarrassing deaths,
we erase the
releases
memory
memory
to allow
for
for peaceful transition. Are you sure you want to hear?
Are you sure on here?
All right, so you
All
were
right,
in
so
a
you were in
grocery
a
store parking
grocery
lot.
store parking
You dropped a
lot.
bottle of something called
You dropped in a bottle of something called Lonely Girl Marguerite.
And when you bent down, dropped a bottle of something
Something
called
called
Lonely
Girl
Gal Margarita Mix for one. And when you bent down, pick it up, a long column of shopping carts. They were being returned to the shopping cart.
They're being returned to the shopping cart. They're being returned to the shopping cart. They're being returned to the shopping cart.
Or being
They're
returned
being
to the
returned to the
shopping
shopping
cart
cart collection area.
rolled out of control
Rolled out of
and
control
plowed
and
right into
plowed
you.
right out.
That's how I died.
No,
Plowed
rolled
right
out of
into you.
control and
Rolled out of control.
rolled out of control and plowed right into you.
Oof.
That's how I died.
No, sorry, there's
No,
more.
sorry, there's
You
more.
were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping cart. You were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. You were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. You were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. You were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. But you were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. But you were able to grab onto the front of the column of shopping carts. But it swept you right out into the street. It swept you right out into the street where you were. It swept you right out into the street. It swept you right out into the street.
But it swept you right out into the street. Swept you right out into the street.
You were able to grab onto the front of the
Column
column
of
of
shopping
shopping
cart,
carts,
but
but
it
it swept you right out into the street where you were struck and killed by a mobile billboard truck advertising an erectile dysfunction pill called Engorgulate. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend. An erectile dysfunction pill called Engorgulate. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend of his.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend of his. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend of his.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend. Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the first EMT to arrive was an ex-boyfriend.
of yours.
Okay.
Okay,
I get it.
Yes,
Thank you.
I get it. Thank you. Okay.
So who is right? I mean, about
Who is right?
all of this.
About
Well,
all of this.
Hindus
Well,
are a little bit right.
let's see.
Hindus are a little bit right. Muslims
A little bit right.
Jews. Well, let's see. Hindus are a little bit right.
little bit right.
Muslims.
Hindus, a little bit right. Well, let's see. Hindus, a little bit right.
Well, let's see. Hindus
Hindus
are a little bit
a
right.
little bit right.
Muslims a little bit.
Muslims a little bit.
Jews, Christians,
Buddhists,
every religion.
every
guessed
religion
about
guessed
5%,
about 5%.
except for Doug Forsett.
Except for Doug Forsett.
Who's Doug Forsett?
Who's Doug? Who's Doug Forsett? Who's Doug Forsett? Who's Doug Forsett?
Except for Doug Forsett.
Except for Doug Forsett. Except for Doug Forsett. Who's Doug Forsett?
Who's Doug Forsett?
Who's Doug Forsett?
Well, Doug was a
Doug was a
stoner kid who lived in Calgary. Doug was a stoner kid who lived in Calgary during the 1970s. One night he got. Doug was a stoner kid who lived.
Stoner kid who lived in Calgary during
Doug
the
was a stoner kid who lived in Calgary. Doug was a stoner. Doug was a stoner kid who lived in Calgary during the 1970s. One night he got really high on mushrooms, and his best friend Randy said,
and
"Hey,
his
what do you
best
think
friend
happens
Randy
after?
said,
Hey, what do
"Hey,
you think
what do you
happens
think?
after? Hey,
Hey,
what
what
do
do
you
you
think
think
happens
happens after we die?"
And Doug just launched.
And
And
Doug
Doug just launched into this long monologue.
Doug just launched into this long monologue.
And Doug just
Doug
launched
just
into
launched
this long
into-
monologue
into
where he
this-
got like
into
nine.
this.
And Doug just
Doug
launched
just
into
ran
this
in-
long monologue. And Doug just
Doug
launched into this
into
long
this
monologue.
monologue.
And Doug just
Doug just
launched into
launched
this
into
long
a long
monologue where he
monologue.
got like 92%.
Where he got 92% correct.
Where he got like
Where he got
92% correct. Where he got
Where
like
he got like
92%
92%
correct.
correct.
We couldn't
I mean,
believe what we
we
were
couldn't
hearing.
believe
That's him,
what
actually,
we
right up
were-
there. We couldn't believe what we were hearing. We couldn't
We
believe what
couldn't
we were
believe
hearing.
what we were hearing. What we were hearing. We couldn't believe what we were hearing. I mean,
We couldn't believe what we were hearing. That's him, actually, right up there.
That's him actually
He's
right
pretty
up there.
famous around here.
He's pretty
very
famous
lucky to
right
have
up
that.
here.
He's pretty famous around
Famous around
here.
here.
I'm very lucky. Very lucky. He's pretty famous.
He's pretty
around here.
famous around here.
I'm very lucky to
I'm very
have
lucky
that.
to have it. I'm very lucky to have that. I'm very lucky to have that. I
We
mean,
couldn't believe what
we
we
couldn't
were hearing.
believe
That's
them.
him, actually, right up We couldn't believe what we were hearing. That's him, actually, right up there.
That's him actually right
He's
up
pretty
there.
famous around here.
He's pretty famous around here. He's pretty famous around here.
I'm very lucky to have that.
I'm very
So,
lucky to have that.
Maybe my biggest
So,
question.
Maybe my biggest question. Maybe my biggest question.
So, maybe
So-
my biggest question.
Maybe my biggest question.
Am I?
Am I?
I mean, is this
is this
or
Well, it's
Well.
not the heaven.
well, it's not the heaven or
It's not the
the
heaven or hell
or
idea
hell
that you were
idea
raised
that
on. Well,
I,
it's
I
not
did
the
that.
heaven or hell idea that you were raised on.
Idea that you will raised on. You idea that you will raised on.
Well, it's not the heaven or hell idea that you were raised on.
You will raised on. You will raised on.
Well,
Where
it's not the
it's
heaven
not the
or
heaven
hell
or
idea
hell
that you were raised on.
idea that
But
you-
generally speaking, well,
well,
it's not the
it's not the
heaven or hell
or
idea
hell
that you were
idea
raised
that
on.
you were
But
raised
generally
on.
speaking,
But generally
in the
speaking,
afterlife, there's a good
in
place
the afterlife,
and there's a bad
there's a good place and there's
You're
a
in the
bad
good
place.
place.
You're in the
You're
good
okay.
place.
Well,
my biggest question? So,
So
maybe my biggest question. So, maybe my biggest
maybe my
question.
biggest question. Maybe my 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 biggest question. So maybe my biggest question.
So, maybe my biggest
Maybe my
question.
biggest question. Maybe my biggest question.
So, maybe my biggest
Maybe my
question.
biggest question.
Am I?
Am I?
I mean, is this
Is this
or
or
well, it's
well,
not the
it's not
heaven
not the
or
heaven
hell
or
idea
hell
that you were raised on.
idea that you
or
Well,
Well,
it's not the
it's not the
heaven or hell idea that
you were raised
But
on.
well, it's not the
It's not the
heaven
heaven
or
or
hell
hell
idea
idea
that you were
that
raised on.
you
But generally
were
speaking,
raised
well,
on.
it's not the
It's not the
heaven
heaven
or
or
hell
hell
idea
idea
that
that
you were raised on.
you raised that
But
you raised
well,
on.
it's not the
It's not the
heaven or hell idea that you were raised on.
you raised on.
But generally
But
speaking,
generally
in
speaking,
the afterlife, there's a good
in the
place
afterlife,
and
there's
a
a
bad
good
place.
place and there's good
You're in
bad
the good
place.
place.
You're in a good
You're okay,
place.
Ellen. You're in the
You're
good
okay,
place.
Elena.
Well,
You're in
that's
the
good.
good place.
Sure
Well, that's
is.
good. Sure is.
Okay, let's take a walk, shall we?
Okay, let's take a walk. Okay, let's take a walk. Shall we?
Okay, let's take a walk,
let's
shall we?
take a walk. Shall we?
Okay,
Okay,
let's take a walk,
let's
shall we?
take a walk. Shall we?
Oh, did I have a purse?
Oh, did I have a purse? Did I have a purse?
Okay, let's take a walk, shall we?
Shall we?
Oh, did I have a purse?
Did I have a purse?
No, I'm dead.
No,
Right.
I'm
Okay.
dead. Right. Okay.
So this is how it works.
So this is how it works. So this is how it works. 한신을 끝냈다.